Hey Project Fam, welcome back to another video. So what am I doing today? So that's my romaine lettuce. We had lettuce for about maybe 3 weeks. Wasn't a long lettuce season for us, but as you can tell, the lettuce that I'm pulling up now, it's done. It bolted, it started to seed. I have a ton of lettuce seeds, so I didn't let it seed. But now what I need to do is I need to clean out this container. That's a storage container that I built. I think it's a 27-gallon black storage container that you see at the big box stores with the typical yellow lid. So I have to clean it out. Those marigolds just look like they belong there. And you know, I really do think they did their job this year. The reason why I planted marigolds was because they attract beneficial insects. Insects like ladybugs. I know people actually buy ladybugs because ladybugs eat aphids. And if you have a garden and you're growing greens, you don't want aphids, you don't want worms. They are a huge nuisance. So what am I doing now? I had the marigolds and it's a huge bunch. I don't want to throw it away. I may want to let it just die and seed itself because I think I want some marigold seeds. So I'm going to dig a hole in another part of the yard and I'm going to plant that entire bunch of marigolds in the hole because that's basically just one plant and it's huge. So let's put it in the hole. And pretty easy to do. I'm so happy I'm wearing my gloves. Sometimes I'm playing in the yard without gloves. Today I'm wearing my gloves. And after I planted the batch of marigolds, I realized that it's not going to stay up on its own. So now I got to get a stake. So there I am with my stake. And after I put the stake in, then I have to wrap the marigold around the stake and just let it finish growing this season. If I'm lucky, it might even come back next year. It's not supposed to, but I'll get the seeds. I'll be able to plant a ton more. So there I am opening up my containers and I'm getting out as much of the marigold plants as I can. In the back, the orange flowers, those are all marigolds. You know what? They have to work. I haven't seen one aphid all year. But then again, I didn't see a ladybug either. So maybe it's the luck. I don't know. But here I am. I might as well pull up some weeds since I'm playing in the yard. I cut the weed fabric. I don't think I'll ever plant another container without weed fabric. The weed fabric, it keeps the soil moist. It keeps the weeds from growing. And it makes it pretty easy for me to water my plants because I'm only watering through the holes in the weed fabric. That is just a healthy bunch of marigolds. That's one plant. That one plant is so big, I have to stake it again. So there I am pushing the stake in the ground. There I am pulling from my essential belt. Yo, one of these days I'm going to do a full video on my essential belt. Just being able to have like all the tools I need in the garden on my hip at all times. Man, it saves so much time. I can't tell you how many times I'm looking for snips. I'm going back looking for twine. All the things, scissors, all the things that I keep in my essential belt. There I am again. Check it out. Snip, snip. And that little roll I picked up from Lowe's. I do like that roll. Let's tie it up. Oh, there I am. So this is the lettuce that I've been growing inside my container for about 2 weeks. And I really should have continued growing them inside for the season that's coming, spring, but I'm sorry, the fall season. Yeah, I got a little confused there, but I'm going to put it outside. So let's add some potting mix to the top of the container, not garden soil, potting mix. I will need to add some nutrients to that mix, but not a lot because the potting mix actually comes already with some type of feed. So those are the two containers. I need to cut my weed fabric to size. I actually just bought those scissors. I thought I was going to be able to snip the entire thing in one shot, but I can't. Something with the snips. So then I went to the scissors, and with the scissors I can push. Wait, let's see if I can do it. No, I can't. I'm just cutting the weed fabric. Maybe on the next one I'm able to do it. But look at those containers. I love those containers. For those of you who say you don't have enough yard to grow anything, you're wrong. You just need a place that gets some sun, preferably outside, because when you water in the container, add fluids to the container, it may drain out. You don't want that to be inside your house. But even on a patio, my deck works really well. Patio works really well. I have a lot of these containers out front because I get a ton of sunlight. Sunlight is so key. So the two things that I was missing is sunlight and consistent watering. I'm not a consistent waterer. I know people who faithfully go out every day and water the yard. I'm not that guy. So that's why I had to build my own little irrigation system, which I'll talk about a little later. So everything gets watered every day, rain or shine, no issues. So here I am pushing a little trench. I will add some fertilizer to that center trench that I was just pushing. There it is. It looks like dust. So after I add the fertilizer, now I can put the weed fabric on top and secure it using just a string. And that just keeps the wind from blowing it off. Doesn't have to be super tight, but just tight enough so it just stays there. And I know there's a certain, whoever knows what that knot is called. That's the same knot that I learned as a child tying my sneakers. I don't even know what it's called, but that's the knot I use. And I just make it snug, make it tight. Then I go to my essential belt. I grab my razor and like Zorro, XX, XX, XX. I'm choosing 3. Right, so 3 on top, 3 on the bottom. You can choose 1 on the left, 1 on the right. Like the tomato plants, they need so much nutrients that you cannot plant 3 tomato plants in one container, because 1, it'll be too big, and 2, they'll just fight each other for nutrients. So I fold back the wheat cloth that I cut. So I cut from an X and I fold it back to look like a little square or rectangle. I have about 5 containers that were finished. So in a perfect world, I would have started some kale. I would have started some collard greens, but I didn't. I should have started that inside. So last week I would have just brought those outside and just started growing them in my winter garden. Instead, what did I do? I planted lettuce. I was going to grow this inside, but I'm going to try it outside. Will it grow? I don't know. In a perfect world, I would have took the lettuce and I would have actually grew them a little bit more in solo cups so they can be a little stronger, a little taller, because right now I put them in, it looks like angel hair pasta and they're falling all over the place. I don't know if it's going to live. I really don't, but what's the worst thing that can happen? I think I have about 4 of these containers that I put the lettuce in, and yeah, that should be good. That's me spreading around some of the fertilizer, cutting some more X's. I'm not going to show you every container, but I love these containers. I am so happy that I bought my first city picker container, and I bought it for the back deck, the back patio. And since then, I probably built over 10 containers. I call them self-watering containers, but I mean, it's not really self-watering because you do need to water the container. But at the bottom of the container, it has a reservoir of water. And that's how you can fill up. I think it's about 1, 2, maybe about 3 or 4 gallons of water at the bottom of the container. So you can sometimes go a week without watering. All right, now all the phony fans are gone. I can really start talking. So I don't expect this video to get a ton of views. You have to love it or hate it. I mean, that's really what it's all about. It is educational. If you have a garden and you want to see some tips and tricks, it's a lot of fun. Like here I am running lines, so this container that I just put together will get water. So I'm basically attaching it to the existing irrigation line, and there I am. That's a quick attach. Horrible camera work. I'm attaching it, and now that's it. So now that container is attached to the water supply. let me run a test and make sure that these containers are getting water. And at the same time, I have to water these plants. So I pull a tube out, and what I'm doing is I am watering. I'm really cleaning off the plant, but as you can tell, the tube has water flowing in it, and typically it would fill up that container until it's full, and it would drain out at the bottom if it's too full. But here I am, I'm using the same water supply, and I'm giving just these guys a little bit of water. For the next week, I'm going to give these guys some water, and hopefully this experiment works. But either way, hey, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions about how I built these containers, let me know. I'll send you the exact video, or you could just watch all of them. Take care.